Hey guys, so there's been a lot going on DBD Twitter the last day or so, and you'll never guess who's in the middle of it. True Talent. So I guess he made a statement on stream that it seems like the killers that content creators go up against are always weak and getting loot to shit for 5 gens, and dumb tact, and corner tact, and CJ tact, and wallet tact, and fucking bank account tact. So he's mentioned it would seem a lot of these people are smurfing or tanking MMR off stream, so that when the bright lights are on, they're going against killers they can absolutely shit on. Now, True has a bit of a reputation for making controversial statements in the past. As a killer main, he's often voiced his opinion on the strength of survivors, especially Swifts. Some of it we can agree with, some of it we chalk up to maybe a little bitching and whining. But it seems this whole recent thing drew the attention of Ayrun and Hens, and I've seen others chime in too, like Scott and JRM, but the majority of the back and forth I caught was between Ayrun and True. And I get it. Ayrun is obviously protecting his brand. True is a DBD vet, dude's been playing forever, and for how many hours? Someone comes into his stream or watches his YouTube videos who's a fan or maybe newer to the game, may be influenced by his words, and take them at face value. Maybe then they get recommended an Ayrun video or see a stream on Twitch and immediately assume he's a fraud. Or at the very least, not as good as he lets on because of what he heard from True. So Ayrun wants to protect his work, and I get that. True makes claims that he never seems to actually prove, and tends to ruffle a lot of feathers in the community. On the flip side though, this is a game meant for adults. And it would be my hope that this high school bullshit, True said that Survivor players tank their MMR to match with weaker killers on purpose, so that when they're streaming or making videos it makes themselves look good. And well, you're a Survivor player, so that means he's talking about you. Forget fact checking or forming educated opinions based off of evidence. That means Ayrun is a fraud. Or JRM is a fraud, or Skirms is a fraud, you know what I mean. I think it's a slippery slope to put on the creators the conclusions that their audience jumps to. That being said, damage control has never been True's strong suit, and this situation's been no different. Telling the creators that have spoken out against him that because he never mentioned them by name, them calling him out is a sign of their own guilt. Here's the thing. I don't know if True is farming engagement to stay relevant. It's something people do, especially if they feel like they're losing their audience. Or maybe it's an ego thing. Because he's played this game for so long and for so many hours, maybe there's a feeling that he's entitled to win most, if not all of his games, because of the time he's put in. Or at the very least, winning his games should be easier because of the experience he has. To a degree, I get that. They always tell you practice makes perfect. If I was a kid and I wanted to be the best soccer player and I practiced every day, all day, and played in as many leagues as I could and had the best training I could get, I could win tournaments, I could win trophies and medals, and maybe even be top ranked in my city. But then I would travel for nationals or global tournaments, and no matter how hard I worked, it would be a huge wake-up call to see that in the big picture, I wasn't shit. There will always be someone better somewhere in the world, and that's okay. Maybe he's right. Maybe people are smurfing and tanking their MMR to make themselves look better for their content. But I'm okay with believing that the people that appear to be good at the game may actually be good at the game. That guys like Ayrun with well over 10k hours would face me playing killer with 3.5k hours in DBD and make me look like I'm playing fucking blindfolded. Because at the end of the day, these content creators, at least the ones up there that are making a living from this game, I have a hard time believing they would smurf against newbies, which would probably discourage them and maybe even make them quit the game out of frustration, which would then prevent the player base from growing, and could even eventually lead to this game's death down the road, all for the sake of a few montage videos with stupid sound effects every 10 seconds. And yes, I'm looking at you, every Survivor main DBD content creator ever. Not all of us make a living off of playing this game. For most of us, this is what we do for enjoyment, and I just want to enjoy it. I fucking love this game. And there's also a lot of great things about this community too. So, I hope whatever causes True this much frustration over this game is something that he can be at peace with one day. because he does make a living from this game. And in my opinion, he's a good player, and his audience thinks he's a good player. So fuck yeah, man, keep doing your thing. But if he feels like he needs to stir up shit just to keep his audience, I think he'd be surprised how well he can grow without the bullshit clickbait. Guys like Ayrun probably shouldn't be engaging in things like this either. I mean, he's too big, and not because of his ego, but because a creator of his size engaging with shit like this will probably just incentivize others to do the same thing if they think it'll get them traffic. It would be different if he was specifically named by True and wanted to clear the air, but speculation and unfounded harassment from some dumb fuck shouldn't be enough for him to publicly engage this kind of stuff. Imagine a world where I call Otz a hacker and he starts responding to me to say he isn't. It's kind of what I'm saying. Everyone knows players like Ayrun are fucking cracked. Anybody who's seen his shit knows he's good at the game. So anybody saying he's a fraud is either using it to justify to themselves that their own skill issues aren't their fault, or because they want free publicity. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. Life's too short. Don't engage bullshit claims that are probably just for publicity. It's okay to not be the best. Lord knows I feel that shit. Let me know what you thought of all this nonsense down below, and as always, thanks for watching, you fucking hackers!